Okay, hello, hello, good day. We are here today to get the messages for the Capricorn Collective, or I'm sorry, not the Capricorn Collective, for the Earth Collective, here during the Capricorn full moon energy, and see what it brings, what is wanting to tell us, what it is that we're releasing, and what it is that the message is to get us to our highest, most efficient and effective good. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different today. What I'm going to do is I already pre-shuffled. I meditated over the cards, and I already have the cards that I'm going to be showing. I did still shuffle like any normal time. I didn't just pick them out myself. I just feel like this is going to save a little time with the shuffling because my videos tend to run a little longer, and the shuffling kind of wastes some time. So, anywho, we're going to start first with the tarot, and then I'm going to put two of these oracles here, and then we're going to start with the tarot, and we'll go from there. Okay, so mainly the main energy is about flow and detachment, okay? So with the flow, it says, allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace, which is this one. And there's little dolphins there, okay? You can see the dolphins, and dolphins are symbolism for happiness, and actually dolphins, I believe, are one of the first very few mammals that actually mate for fun. So there's that. We have detachment, and this one says, with detachment you will finally feel the whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it is fulfilled. So with detachment, I think you're being asked to detach from, well, the idea is that you should detach from anything you fear to lose, just so that would avoid a whole lot of unnecessary pain and whatnot. So detaching, if you think about it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are ridding of or detaching and letting completely go of. Detaching just means, like, if you're making an egg and it gets stuck to the pan. I mean, you're still having the egg on the pan, but it's just not stuck to it. So when it's done, you could just take it off and there's no like residue and nasty right there. So it's the same thing. It's like you're detaching from things. You don't want to be completely attached anyways, because then when something's attached for too long and you try to detach it, sometimes it's too stuck to detach, and it becomes very painful. So it's the same idea. So you're wanting the flow. You're wanting to allow for the flow. Detach, and then you're with the flow. So if it's detached and the flow comes through, then whatever's detached could also go with it. So that is the idea. If we're thinking about attachments also in the sense of like letting things flow through the body, for example, okay? So if something's attached, let's say like with your arteries and plaque, right? It causes like a blockage, and then you have all these other ailments that happen, like you have a heart attack and all this other stuff, or with your digestive system, you have a blockage and you get constipated. So then it causes like unease and discomfort. It's not like natural, and it's not flowing, okay? So with all that being said, there we go. So we have the Two of Pentacles, and mainly what we're wanting to see is, I do read intuitively, okay? So I'm going to put like, shoot. Okay, I read intuitively, so I go by with what I'm getting, okay? Not so much what the card means. So let's just put that out there. So the Two of Pentacles, this one typically is like having to balance something out, or like if there's too much being juggled, okay? In this aspect here, you can see that there's the pentacle that is kind of clear, you can't really see it, and then you have the more tangible. So I think that in this aspect, you're being asked to kind of balance the two things out, as far as like what's tangible and what's material, and what is more of the unseen, okay? And we'll get into that in a little bit more. Okay, here we have the Five of Wands, and in this one you see that there is like some people having to kind of like battle up, and they're wanting to get to the light, and they're kind of like it's like almost like a jungle gym or like obstacle course to get up there, okay? But they're not fighting each other. It's just like they're kind of racing to get up there. All right, and in some sense, like some of them look very familiar, very similar. And so to me, I feel like there's like you have like maybe like an inner kind of conflict, like always trying to get one up on yourself, like having to make sure that you're always like on top of it. It's almost like you sometimes you even compete against yourself, like in a way that is like, you know, it's like there's like conflict that's unnecessary in your mind. That's just you. Okay. There's that one. We have here the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is this is the one where this person's been kind of battling, and you know, she has the wands that she's collected, and she's kind of like, okay, you know, I've already been through it, and I've been battling and defending myself, but who's like, you know, I'm here and I got my back, and I'm good behind my little barrier that I made myself. Like, you know, I wish a bitch would, you know. It's kind of like, you know, you're a little bit tired probably of that conflict, okay? But there's good stuff coming here. This one here, another 5. This one's a 5 of Swords. And if you see, like, he's holding his head like this, and there's like the bird that's chirping in his ear, like, quack, quack. That's like inner conflict of the mind. Like inner, you know, it's like, just so much, like, leave me alone, you know? So much conflict in the mind. But it's good news because we have the star. So there's like some star healing coming through to heal. The star is a healing energy. And it's also an energy like a magical energy, I feel. And we have another cup of magic here. That's the Ace of Cups. That has to do with intuition, with love and emotions. Okay. And we have here the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is, it has to do with, if you see there's 4 wands right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's holding the structure together of this tent. So it's kind of like, it has to do with stability. But I see this one as like, kind of like there's stability, but there's still magic and fun. Do you see that? How the little magic is, they're dancing, because dancing is creativity, right? Because you're being creative, you're making music, they're dancing with the tambourine. Anything that you're doing that's creative, you're putting your heart into it, you're putting love into it, you're putting your soul, your essence into it. So creativity is a fantastic way of therapeutic release. Okay, with that being said, here we have also with the Ace of Cups. We're gonna come back to this. So we're gonna come back to this right here. So mainly the more important ones that we want is this one right here. Okay, because those are the positive, good ones that we want to see. All right. Now, we also have the sense of that there is a need for forgiveness. I acknowledge the harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Okay, and I'm going to read a little bit from the book. It says, forgiveness. I acknowledge the harboring. Okay, we said that. You can never flow with the natural energy of love unless you release the negative energy of hate, anger, intolerance, or blame. Every soul in your path has free will, and you have no control over that. What you do have control over is how you react to the manifestations of others' free will. Okay, so holding on to the negative energy will strengthen karmatic cycles, and forgiveness will break the pattern. The most important person that you must learn to forgive always is yourself. Blaming yourself for failures blocks or the natural flow of love, which will attract all good things into your life. Okay, so I'm going to say that again right here. The most important person that you have to learn to forgive is always yourself. Blaming yourself for failures blocks the natural flow of love. Okay, so again, we were talking about the flow here, right? So forgiving yourself is something that's going to be really important. And again, you know, I know that as sometimes as our signs, we do have a little bit of we have a methodical way of doing things and structure. And sometimes, you know, we hold ourselves to a high standard. And when other people aren't able to reach that high standard, it's like, it's easy for us to get resentful and stuff. However, this is talking about, you know, forgiveness is important because whenever you're harboring those kinds of feelings, you are blocking the love. You're blocking the flow. We were talking about flow and blocking. Remember, I was just talking about flow and detaching from what is the expected outcome is very important, right? Because that way you could let things flow, and you're not because if you have an expected outcome, then that means you're attaching already an expectation, which already automatically, if it doesn't go through, you're gonna have a whole lot of disappointment, anger, and stuff like that. Okay. This one here is worry. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. Worry does not change the outcome. Okay. And for worry, we say it has here, worry is wasted emotion. It does nothing other than to give you illusion of control. When you expend too much energy worrying, it limits you and has an adverse effect on a natural energy of the soul. Worrying destroys hope, faith, and excitement that are wonderful elements of this schoolroom called Earth. Remember that you are what you think. And if you have the power to create positive thoughts, which beget positive outcomes, worry is negative emotion that sets you up for negative results. The unnecessary worries are what unnecessary worries are you carrying? I lost my spot. Give me one moment. Okay, examine them objectively in the light of love. Help your soul by releasing them, and then fully connect to the current moment, which is where your power resides. Okay, so again, worry is just like, gonna cause issues. It's gonna cause unneeded and necessary emotions that could be possibly negative and make you feel even worse, right? Like when you worry, you're worried, but whoever you're worried about doesn't even care. So it's like, and then worrying basically is like you're putting yourself through a whole lot of suffering for no reason, because you're thinking about something and worrying about something that hasn't happened yet and it might not happen. So then if it does happen, you're going to worry about it now and you're going to be all feeling like crap then too. So, I mean, it's something that obviously, it's kind of hard to avoid, but being mindful of it really does help sometimes. Okay, so we also have here the energy of Pisces. And the Pisces energy is intuitive energy of water, and it flows and flows through the changeableness of mutable quality. There's a creative and psychic insight available, probably hidden in plain sight. The key phase, I believe, means that you do believe that the answers are out there and that you, by paying attention as only you can, will find them. In this situation, ask, how can I tap into the compassionate heart of the universe? Listen and see with your heart. Pisces energy is very aware of the unseen currents of the world, including the emotions of others. This could be overwhelming. Employ simple, energetic protection techniques and avoid destruction of escapism. Okay, so with that, what they're saying is that with the Pisces energy has a lot to do with, the emotions, the intuitive situation. Pisces energy tends to be very psychic, very empathic. Like, they're able to really sense and feel other people's feelings and emotions sometimes. So basically, as earth signs, we actually also have a lot of psychic and very spiritual abilities and powers. It's just that because the earth signs tend to be a lot more practical, logical, and a little bit more skeptical, it's hard to really tap into that or to realize or notice that is what it is. Okay, and because we're in our head so much, a lot of the times that will definitely overpower our natural ability to have that great intuition or to listen to that inner guidance of the body, right? Because we are so in the head of the logic that it's not really so much about the body, although that's not necessarily true, because as earth signs, we're also very in tune with the earth and what is the natural. So although they do a lot of the times depict the earth signs as being very, very all about the earthly things, like the material things, we're actually also very intuitive with when it comes to the earth, when it comes to our surroundings, when it comes to what's natural, and discerning things like that. So with that being said, I think that we're being asked here to tap into that aspect of yourself more. If you have water in your chart, you don't have to necessarily, because this is why I don't like to do a whole lot of sign readings, because we all are a mix of the different signs. So even if you could be like a Capricorn and not have any kind of air in your chart at all, no air in your chart, and you could very well embody the Aquarius energy or the Gemini energy a lot of the time, because it's the energy. Okay, that's a very plausible, and due to environmental factors and whatnot, that has a lot to do with the way that we kind of portray ourselves, or the way that we kind of come forth, right? So with this being, with all of that's coming out, like I said before, I believe that we're being asked to tap in a little bit more to the creativity, to the creative side, and kind of release a little bit of the control and release a little bit of the rigidness and of the very practical way, so that if there's a little bit more of a ease and we're able to let the water seep in and kind of come in, seep in, and just wash away all of those negative feelings of worry and things that maybe we're we're resentful about, and not really in the flow. The flow has a lot to do with water as well. So let that water kind of flow through us and just really give us a purification. And it looks like you're being given a nice little gift of purification there with that water cup and with the Ace of Cups, and also to tap into your creativity, because actually some of the earth signs are very creative, and we're not really given credit for that. So really tap into that. I have a feeling here. Okay, and then we have, for self-love, I have the gift of creativity, which we were just talking about. Okay, and for this one it says, our minds are very powerful when we organize them. Stop ourselves from complaining, self-doubting, and being negative. Prosperity reigns, and our intelligence can be used more for creativity. Okay, and there's a little suggested practice here. It says, meditate upon the Saraswati, goddess of creativity, who bestows purity and creativity, knowledge and freedom from naught of Maya, the material attachment. Call upon her, sing a mantra devoted to her, and dance with her. Meditate upon her divine image. Okay, so again, it says here material attachment, and I was just talking about materialism and attachment, and I swear I did not even go through these and plan this. Okay, this is just how it works out, which is great. It's just it works out so beautifully. It just melts together. Usually the readings, it's really nice like that. Here we have also the soul lesson of presence. Okay, and that one talks about acknowledge. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Acknowledge. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Acknowledge your gifts and talents. And I was just talking about the creativity. How funny. Okay. So yeah, this is very, very synchronistic, and it's beautiful. This card asks that you truly acknowledge your gifts and talents and potential. You have more to offer than you realize, and the world is aching for you to come forth with and give people hope. Keep progressing to being a truly inspiring leader for positive change. Okay? And the suggested practice says, practice positive talk in the mirror. Try this mantra or write it down and say it every morning for the 30 consecutive days. I am a divine, radiant beauty. I have the power to transform every situation into a higher octave of experience. I am a divine, radiant beauty. I have the power to transform every situation into a higher octave of experience. Okay? I'm going to put it right here in case you wanted to screenshot that. If it will focus. There it is. Suggested practice, okay? All right. So, all right, moving along, guys. Just liking it so far. Okay, and then we have here for the astrological, we have the number 43, which is a 7, and we also have a 7 here, which is 2 and a 5, okay? And 7 here. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that. Woohoo! That's awesome. We have 7, 7, and 7. That is so cool. 777. That's like a really good luck number. You might want to go to the casino or something today. Get a lottery ticket. Shoot. 43. Okay. And this one says the 5th house, and it's passion. Okay. The 5th house, passion. If your chart was a village. Oh no. Okay. Well, I guess I could read that. Was a village map. The 5th house might be the outdoor cafe, the square where the romancers hovers and the teenagers meet. The children run around in the edges. The music waves and the poets speak. Here, people take risks. The 5th house speaks of our capacity to love in the form of affairs, romance, and self-expression, creative processes, and investments and performance. Okay, the action says, ponder your loves and longings, whatever activates your heart, and ask yourself what you love to share with the whole world. The 5th house asks that you believe in yourself and put activation to heart action. Okay, so let's see what the challenge is though. Okay, the challenge says, bring your inner adolescence out and play. But watch that it doesn't get stuck in a self-centered place, swept up in the thrill of creation, and damn the consequences. The gift is, let your light shine. Let it be a gift to all the world. Your instructions are to play, create, love, inspire, and to be glorious. That is awesome. I love it. Okay? Very well. So I love how this is coming together so nicely, like the way that the cards all came together. Okay, so next we have also the energy of the magician, okay? And that is, I am the master manifester, okay? And that one says that it is for, okay, alternative, it says here that it's alternative, intelligent, conscious, it is creative, unique, magical, intuitive, innovative, and it's alchemic. It is technical, artistic, dynamic, psychological, synthesizing, and eccentric and charismatic. The mantra is, I am a master manifester. The sole desire is to create freedom and make dreams come true. Okay, and the purpose is to present the attuned, is to present and attune to the universal laws and use them to freely manifest on earthly plane for benefit of all. And the shadow aspect of this is manipulative, egocentric, narcissistic, paranoid, overly materialistic, and greedy. Ooh. Okay. All right. And the inspired action plan. I stay attuned to the higher vision, and I use my high value gifts to help create freedom and make dreams come true for myself and others. I'm going to say that again. I stay attuned to the higher vision, and I use my high value gifts to help create freedom and make dreams come true for myself and others. That is so true and so cool. I love that. I love that. So then here it's telling you that you have the energy of the master manifestor. You're able to manifest what it is that you want. Now, what's going to get in your way of manifesting is if you're detaching to things. I mean, if you're attaching to things and it's putting you in a lower vibration, because perhaps you could be in the expecting and the resentfulness and just having the disappointment. Because anytime that we're expecting, especially from other people, when we have expectations, we are going to be disappointed, because nobody's going to really meet those expectations that we have. Especially as earth signs, we tend to really put some high expectations even on ourselves. So not everybody's going to be able to live those as expectations. So as long as we're doing that and we're in that energy, then it's going to be hard to manifest. But you have that ability to manifest. You're a master manifester, because of all of this other stuff right here. Because it's the creativity is really what holds the really, really important ingredient, which is this love, which is this magic. And this magic comes from the heart, and it comes from love, and it comes in a form that it radiates through energy, it radiates through the emotion, it radiates through just the feeling that is portrayed, and the warmth. Okay, it's warm, and it also has the healing waters. So the heart and the love is very healing, and that is literally the magic essence of life. So in order to manifest, we have to really be in the spot, in the place in which we are really overfilling and with this magical love water and this creativity that just kind of explodes. Because what happens is when you're being creative and you have this, it just eludes through everything you do. So even if you're having any kind of situation where you're upset, mad, whatever, and you start doing something creative, then that energy flows through, and it's getting washed through you with this beautiful with this beautiful creative love energy, and then it comes out. Whether you're singing, whatever you're doing, whatever you're dancing. See, so then if you're dancing, then it dances out, and the water even comes out of your pores, and it's just so purifying. And if you are painting, the same thing. It's like you're painting and you're alchemizing, you're transmuting that energy into something beautiful. I mean, I like to paint. I always put a painting behind my stuff. I like to include my artwork. So yeah, I really got in touch with my creativity. I also worked at the Cancer Center, and they learned that through studies and through just having different people experience that painting. Some of the people that were survivors, they were paint, and that really helps to get them through the hard times and really helped to transmute that energy of whatever feelings that they had throughout their experience, and transmuted it into their beautiful artwork. And that way they were able to show and showcase that with the world. And that was their way of giving and also releasing. So that was very beautiful. So I really do encourage that you try to do something creative. And I don't know, everybody says, I'm not creative. Yes, you are. Get a pencil and a paper and just start trying to draw. Go on YouTube, go on anything and see, just start looking at tutorials. I didn't think I could draw, and I didn't think I could do any of the stuff I do. And one day I just tried it, and I couldn't stop. And then I tried something else, and I tried something else, and I realized, there's nothing. Now I say there's nothing I can do. Let me try it. That's the new attitude. Okay, so the elephant. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. Okay, that is the energy. Now, with this, although it sounds amazing, there's also a contrary. So let's see what the contrary is. Are distractions making you forget things? And then also it says here, do you need to develop thicker skin? How does your current situation smell? Use your nose. Seek the truth. Signs are everywhere. Okay? Signs are everywhere. And let's see. It says also, elephants are the mightiest of land mammals. Nothing can stand in the way of their determination and strength. Elephant medicine helps us break down any barrier that holds us back from success. Elephants are a symbol of good luck and prosperity. They have thick skin and have little things that bother them. Elephants teach us to let go of petty irritations and focus on what matters. Elephants are matriarchal. Babies elephants are welcomed with squeals and tears. The entire group raises a young elephant. Elephants, they live along the females and stay together for life. Males leave the herd when they reach adulthood, and they often form their own groups. Okay, it says here, if you are an elephant person, you are a take charge individual. You are happy to lead, and you are gregarious and generous, unless provoked or to anger. If elephant is your totem, you have a fine-minded and very lifelong learner. Your strong sense of smell makes you very discerning, and you are loyal and protective to your family and community. Call upon the elephant to enhance these traits in you. May you call your friends to be loyal and true. May you become the leader that you were born to be, and take charge is a natural gift. With your wisdom and gentle strength, you will inspire everyone around you. That is so beautiful. I love it. I really like how this is coming together. Wow. Okay. And then last but not least, we are going to go into these other cards that I have here. Okay. And this one says, this is number 27, and it says renewal. Regeneration starts with decay. Okay. So I know that for, I mean, I'm not really sure about for the other two, but I know for the Capricorns, I'm a Capricorn. I know for the Capricorn Collective, it's been a rough, like good 18 years or so. Okay. It's been pretty rough. So this one talks about regeneration and decay. So regeneration begins with decay because something has to decay before it could regenerate, right? Because something's not going to regenerate if it's already healthy. But think about this. So when something is, because it's all about really, I want to bring perspective to this, because whenever we're in a situation in which something's falling apart, it's going bad or, you know, rotten, if you want to say, you think, oh my God, this is like the worst ever. This is horrible. No way. Like, you know, you're in this like just, you know, state of like, I reached rock bottom and there's no, you know, oh no, this is the worst that could happen to me ever in the world. But then, see, the thing is, this is something that I started looking at. Okay, whenever something happens like that, what I do is I figure, okay, now, before I would run away from problems or run away from situations in which I was gonna be put in a place where it was gonna be uncomfortable. But now I learned to like the uncomfort, because with the uncomfortable, it's like a challenge. And every time that it's uncomfortable, then you have a chance to change things around so they can be comfortable. So say that you lost your money, you lost your house, you lost your job, you have no whatever, everything is just gone. Everything was taken, stripped away. Well, it's kind of what's the need. You can take a minute to be like, damn, this sucks. Oh man, what am I going to do? This super sucks for me. Okay. But then once you do that, you realize that you can't be in that energy forever because it's not going to get you anywhere. So then you figure, okay, so I'm at the bottom of the hill. What do I need to do to start climbing? Well, you need to start climbing, and no matter what you do, as long as you're putting one foot on top of the other, and you're getting somewhere, right? You're not going down, you're going up. So you're going up, 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 and it's not as hard as everybody thinks, because as long as you put one foot in front of the other, you are going forward. Okay, if you stay, you're not, nothing's happening, you're stagnant. And you could possibly roll down the hill. But if you continue to just, steadily just go up the hill, and it's not even if you don't have a complete plan, the idea is to don't stay, just go forward. Once you stay and you stop walking, then you stay stagnant. And then you start having those moments of self-pity and wallowing in your self-pity and whatnot. Victimization and let me, get into the low vibrations. But it's okay to feel it, release, and then remember, say, okay, you know what, it's an uphill, and I have a while. It's not going to be overnight. So I have a couple, it's going to be a good while that as long as I walk one foot in front of the other, I have time to think along the way. And as long as you walk one foot in front of another, things will start kind of coming to and will start forming for you. The universe will conspire to help you. You just have to make a decision and kind of somewhat know that you're going to go forward and start developing a plan as you go, and you'll get a plan as you go. But if you just stay stagnant, you're going to fall into those energies of self-pity and self-deprecation, and you're just going to stay there for a while. And it's going to, before you know it, 5 years pass you by. So renewal, okay? So remember that if something's going bad, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. Sometimes we just have to kind of let it regenerate. Sometimes things have to die for them to be reborn. Just like, you know, when there's a forest fire, when it regenerates, it's a lot stronger. It's a lot more powerful. It's a lot greener. It's a lot better. And anytime you fail at anything, even failing, it's an opportunity for you to tweak it a little bit and make it that much stronger or better, right? So if you see things that way and not the other way, then you will never be uncomfortable, and you'll never be scared or run away from something that's hard. You know, you'll take it as like a challenge. Like, it's okay. All right, cool. Let's see. Bring it on. What is it? You know, even when it's something about yourself that maybe you didn't know, or like when it's something about criticism, or when you realize something about yourself, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just acknowledge it and figure, okay, no big deal. What is it that I could do differently? I could learn from this, and you keep on going and you learn. But we have to kind of just change our mentality and the way we think, and look around and see who are you hanging out with? What kind of mentality do they have? Is it people that are positive, or is it people that are keeping you in that mentality? And also remember that if you're constantly being disappointed, then maybe you just need to, you can't change the people that are you around. You can't change anybody, but you can change the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could change them out of your life. You could change them out of the way. You can't change them, but you could change the fact that they could get the step in. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's just be conscious of that. All right, so coming up next is the transitions. And you have all of the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. And that is completely true, because we have the magician here, which is the manifester. And it's saying that you're the magic manifester, so you have all the tools that you need to alchemize and to go ahead and make sure that you manifest what it is that you want, right? And it says here you have all the tools and the resources that you have. You're not lacking. But it says here, whatever bridges arise to your path. So yes, any problem that there's no way that there's nothing that you can't, accomplish or fix. You're the earth signs. However, the attitude will sometimes be what impedes you from doing so, which is, in a way, if you think about it, it's kind of silly, because you would think that you do the hard work. As earth signs, you put in the work. You never shy down from doing any hard work. If anything, you're the hardest working people. And especially the Capricorns, I mean, come on now, if we have to pick the hardest working sign, not just because I'm a Capricorn, but those MFers will be not even sleeping and working night and day to accomplish what it is that they have to accomplish. So it's like, if you're putting in that much work and determination already, I mean, why let something as easy and little as the way you think stop you, right? So it's all about really just changing, completely just putting the brakes to it and just changing the mentality and changing the way you look at things, right? Okay, and sometimes it is easy. Sometimes you need to fall in that hole so that you could have a moment to get away from everything and detach from everything, literally detach from everything, and it gives you a moment to really just think about the situation at hand. Where are you at? What is going on? To have a little bit of to revise and replan and replot. So that when you come out, you're ready to go, Sometimes it takes for the universe to kind of take you away from everything when we're not really kind of walking and paying attention and with our alignment to where we're needing to be or where we're being pushed to go. Sometimes things have to fall apart or fall out of our way. And at the moment, it seems like it's devastating. But then you look back and say, hey, you know what? That was the best thing that ever happened to me. I didn't realize how that was having a detrimental effect on me, right? So finishing off now, I do have some advice here from the universe. And this one says, I find a deeper meaning and a personal growth amid the discomfort. And this is, and I'm not even kidding you guys. I'm not kidding. I did not pick these cards strategically. I just shuffled like I would normally shuffle and whatever came out. And it just so happens, and this is confirmation, and this is just confirmation in how Spirit works to put things together to see, so you could see how it goes hand in hand. It's amazing how this works. But I find the deeper meaning and personal growth amidst the discomfort. The universe has my back. And there's a little owl there, that's wisdom. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Again, with the detachment, with the expectations, with forgiving ourselves for allowing certain things to stop us, allowing certain things to be blockages in our life, allowing certain things to to determine what it is that we're doing in our life. When we're working so hard as we work, there's no way we should let anything get in our way at all, especially not anybody else, and especially definitely not our thoughts. If you're able to work that much physically and also mentally, worrying so much, worry takes a lot of actual energy. So if we're able to take all the energy and put it all into like worrying, how about we release the worry? And how about we incorporate some of that creativity and we allow for this cup of love to come in and this eight and this star to come in and really wash away all of those heavy energies that we've been carrying around, so that we can then alchemize and really strategically plan and design and start living the life that you are meant to live, because you are the master manifester. All right. So I'm going to close off with one of these Frida inspired little cards here, okay, because they have to do with creativity, so I figured it would be nice. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle that here. And what message do we have for our Earth Collective here with the full moon in Capricorn? Super cool moon. See, I'm shuffling and it takes a while, so that's why. All right. So we have, be prepared for more learning, understanding, opportunities, and love. And we have also, let your creativity take you between nothing and everything. Your heart knows the way. And as you must serve everything you create, it's a good idea to do so with love and integrity. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. And I did try to go a little faster because I tend to do some long readings. This was basically just on just yourself and what energies for you. It was not anything that has to do with love or anything like that. I wanted to make sure it was more about the person, about you as a whole, because there's too much emphasis on what's going on the external world outside of us, not enough on what's going on inside of us. You guys know, if you follow me, that I am big on mastering oneself, and the most important subject to learn, I believe, is the subject of self. That way you understand yourself, you could understand others, and you could always follow your path a lot easier and better, and you have more awareness of yourself and what it is that needs to be in order to get to where you want to go. All right. So with that being said, if you guys do want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that. I do have those available. My information is underneath here in the description box. You could email me, or you could find me on Instagram or on Facebook, and send me a DM, and I will go ahead and get that going for you. Otherwise, thank you so much. I hope to see you again, and thank you so much for allowing me in your energy and for coming in today. And by the way, if you came in, that means that you were guided in, and I don't believe in resonating anything. There's something, if you were guided here, then you resonate with it. If you don't right now, it's because you are not seeing it at the moment. But it's something that will be coming up for you. Hopefully you could take advantage of this during this time with the energy of the Capricorn energy. And actually this collective has it pretty good, because other collectives are dealing with some pretty hard shadow stuff. And this is just asking you to kind of tap into your creativity and release the control, which isn't that bad. But it's long. It was long in the waiting, and it's been pretty rough. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a slack cut here from the energy, which is our energy, the Capricorn energy. All right, guys. Well, have yourself a great remainder of your night. I hope you have a great night, and thank you so much for your time.